来自轩尼诗家族的直系叛逆公子，为什么放弃继承亿万家产，偏偏要选择自立门户做香水品牌？今天的 Fashion Boss 是 Kilian 凯利安的品牌创始人兼创意总监 Kilian Hennessy 本人。
Well, Kilian has been known by more and more customers in this market, but actually not that many people here know that you were born into the Hennessy family with that last name.
That last name.
Having that last name, but deciding to kind of walk away from it and doing something that's completely your own. What was kind of the motivation/willpower behind that decision? And entrepreneurship is always tough, so did you have any moments of hesitation throughout that process?
Working for the family, to be honest, was never really an option. Yes, I could have worked at Hennessy very easily, but I had seen how hard it is for the son of someone to make your own space in a brand that carries your name. I had witnessed that with my father, and I was like, that's not a place I want to be living. But I was lucky enough when I was doing my university at La Sorbonne in Paris. During my final year, I wrote a thesis on the semantics of sense. In order to understand what I would be writing about, I did a nose school in parallel with my thesis.
Just so you could do well on the thesis.
Correct. And during the writing, I met a very young perfumer at the time named Jacques Cavalier.
Wow.
Today, he's much more well-known because he's the in-house perfumer for Louis Vuitton. He taught me everything I know about perfume today. He offered me my long internship after college. And from then, we never left each other. And all the first perfumes I created for the Gucci group were done with Jacques Cavalier.
So it was kind of a series of, serendipity almost like.
When you live your life, you don't understand how you connect the dots. It's only, when you look back, you're like, this is the way all these dots have connected one with each other. To go back to your initial question, I worked for 3 different fashion groups, so cosmetic groups, and every time I was disappointed because the idea I had, the vision I had for the perfume world, for the perfume creation, had nothing to do with what I was doing working for those big groups. I was about to leave the industry, to be honest. About to, I was like a step away. I had a headhunter who came to see me. Kilian, I see you doing very well in the fashion world, and I see you getting along really well with Tom Ford. I would like to make the interviews happen.
And that's such an exciting offer,
And I was like, you know what? Make it happen, because I was so disappointed. So there was everything what I was creating was like, ugh.
So what kind of pulled you out of that?
And then I had dinner at the Baccarat restaurant in Paris. And on the first floor, there is a tiny museum, which is probably the size of this room.
Wow.
And after dinner, I stopped by the museum, and they were having an exhibit about 1 century of perfume bottles by Baccarat. And I don't know why, but those old bottles, those 1 century bottles of perfume, suddenly resonated in a very unique way. And I stayed 2 hours touring, like in a little room like this, just 2 hours touring. And at the end, I was convinced that customers deserved a collection of perfumes that would have the same level of luxury, attention to detail. I mean, everything was spectacular. Bottles with gold leafing on the bottle and presented in cases that were like velvet satin and keys.